The Gold Root from Johnnie Walker Explorers Club Collection. Worth getting? Check out the Whiskey Whistle. Hey all you whiskey cats, Mark here from Whiskey Whistle, your wise choice in independent whiskey and spirits reviews. This is the Gold Root. The Gold Root from Johnnie Walker Explorers Club Collection. Now this is a 90 pounds, about $150, $170 at duty free, maybe 130, 120 US. And well, how is it? Is this worth getting? Let's check that out together, all right? Now, it's 40% ABV, and this is supposed to be inspired by the sights, the smells, and the tastes that the Johnnie Walker family would have experienced, the Walker family would have experienced while traversing the Gold Root. Let's get that poured. There we are. It's definitely unusual, and it's definitely not for your standard, everyday Johnnie Walker whiskey enjoyers, lovers. This is for someone who has a little bit more adventure in them. You have to be adventurous to love this. I'm adventurous, and I love this. It is very different, and it takes a while to sort of think to yourself, what am I tasting? What am I smelling here? The cool thing about this is that it's been aged in old American oak casks. What does this mean? This means that this has been put in old refill casks that do different things for long-term aging. And anyway, for me, the cool thing about this is you will find some flavors in here and scents that you cannot find anywhere else. Here on Whiskey Whistle, we like to check out the color of the whiskey, the legs of the whiskey, followed by the nose, the palate, the taste, and the finish, the aftertaste of the whiskey, followed by giving it a Whiskey Whistle whiskey score. So try to stay tuned, be patient, let's find out what this is like. If you have tried this, leave a comment. If you love it, you hate it, let me know what your thoughts are, okay? Alright, now what do you see there for color? Pretty much their standard amber hue of whiskey, perhaps -1, a little bit darker than their regular 15-year-old or black label, much more like their basic red label, which is, it definitely has some color added there. There's probably some color here, especially that we know that these are refill casks. They're old casks which don't impart a lot of color into whiskeys. Anyway, how about the legs? Let's check out the legs of the Gold Root from Johnnie Walker Explorers Club Collection. Here we go. What do we get here for legs? Not much to start out with, but then we get some nice well-defined legs coming through in the secondary run of legs here. So not especially strong, telling me this might be a little bit light on the palate, but altogether not bad. Let's see. We'll find out together, all right? Okay, the nose of the Gold Root. And again, keep in mind, this is not for your everyday drinker. So if you are at duty free and you're thinking of getting a Johnnie Walker, I suggest the 18-year-old will be a good place to start. The 15-year-old also. If you're on a budget, the 12-year-old is amazing. Definitely some very unusual tropical notes. This reminds me a little bit of roasted sweet potatoes. It reminds me a little bit of tamarind, the Southeast Asian kind of treat, which seems like spicy and sweet at the same time. So there's a richness here that you don't get in any other Johnnie Walker. I've never smelled this before in anything else but this. Definitely has that, yeah, tamarind, roasted sweet potato. And then you get your pepper in there. You also get some nice standard, tropical fruits. Papaya, very, very ripe papaya. Very ripe tropical fruits is what I'm getting here. Ripe mango, ripe tropical fruits, that tamarind. I dare say what do you call that? It's kind of like a chili sauce, typically used in Thailand and Vietnam. So very spicy, very tropical, very different, very unusual. But the more you smell it, the more you get this just engaging quality that you don't get in a lot of other whiskeys, whether they're single malts, whether they're blended whiskeys, whether they're blended malts or single grain or blended grain, you name it, it's so different. All right, now the palate. Cheers, everybody. And again, thanks again, Tyler. The palate brings some white chocolate. Again, these very ripe tropical fruits. Heavy vanilla. Sweet potato. Almost caramelized sweet potato. This would taste amazing with a curry. This is so different. And what Tyler said to me was he just did not understand what he was tasting. And I just have to say to Tyler or anybody else that you have to be a lover of world cuisine to really get a grasp of this. Now, very cool case it's got. And the gold route going through South America. The gold route traverses Latin America, witnessing magnificent scenery and deep, rich cultures inspired by the diversity of color and flavor. Our master blender has created a blend of our finest aged whiskeys, gently matured in old American oak casks and carefully selected for a luxurious smoothness. Lovely stuff here. It's just totally unusual and unlike anything else from Johnnie Walker. And the only thing that I ever smelled so interesting as this might have been something like amroot. The finish also is very long, very different, very meaty, really showing me that there's some mortlack and some linkwood in here, some brora. I'm sure there's some brora in here, adding a little bit of that earthy peat. Okay, now let's add a bit of water. And I should again say that if you are at the beginning of your whiskey journey, I think this is definitely not the whiskey for you. But if you're a single malt lover who has enjoyed, whiskeys from all different countries and all different regions of Scotland, I think that you'll find some definite rewarding flavors and scents in this Gold Root. Okay, the nose with water. It brings out a bit of a honeyed note. Kind of like a Manuka honey. And a slight sherried essence. I think there's a bit of Oloroso sherry liquid in here. And perhaps some meaty mortlack as well. Definitely a beast. This is definitely a beast of a whiskey, and it's only 40%, and it is just incredible. 90 pounds UK, 150 Canadian, 160, 120, 130 US. Is it worth it? I think it is. I really do. The palate with water, also more honeyed. Manuka honey and some brown sugar notes. Light molasses. Molasses cookies. Biscuity. Graham cracker. You really get that sherried essence coming out with water added. It's hard to pinpoint when it's neat. It starts to show itself with a bit of water added, and I really like it with water. The finish also, biscuits, buttery, malty, a little bit of sherry. American oak, yes, but you know what? American oak can also be sherry. Let's keep that in mind, okay? The more I try this, the more I enjoy it. The more I recognize this is just a very unique blended whiskey that malt whiskey, single malt whiskeys single malt whiskey lovers can enjoy. Johnnie Walker lovers, if you've tried Black Label, Green Label, Gold Label, Platinum or 18, Blue Label, and you enjoy them all, give that a try and see what you think. I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that you will enjoy as long as you've had the, as long as you're at the appropriate point in your journey, the appropriate point in your journey to really appreciate these unusual flavors. All right, well, let's get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for the Gold Root from Johnnie Walker Explorers Club Collection. What is that going to be? Well, folks, the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for the Gold Root from Johnnie Walker Explorers Club Collection, that's going to be 89 out of 100. Yep, you heard right. 89 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Johnnie Walker, the Gold Root from the Explorers Club Collection. Gorgeous stuff, very different, unusual, not for the beginner. Definitely not for the beginner. Let me repeat myself. If you are just starting out and you see this, I want to just direct your attention to the 15-year-old or the 18-year-old will be very accessible for new whiskey drinkers. This one is a little bit more for the seasoned whiskey drinker. Very rewarding, very different. And Tyler, just give that a few more chances. Take your time with it. really think about what you're tasting and recognize that it's just so different, all right? And hey, I think I have to get the spice, what is it called? Spice Road? I think Spice Road. I'm going to get the Spice Road and also the Royal Root and just complete the collection. And again, pardon me, it's getting late in the night. I've been trying to get this done, and this phone has been bugging me, the camera on this iPhone, so bear with me. Anyway, thanks for joining, folks. Click subscribe right over there and hit the bell so that you're notified. Download the app of YouTube and just set your notifications to the badge only. That way you're notified just gently of my reviews, my channel, and all the other great channels that you subscribe to, okay? Now, if you want to go one better than just subscribing, then join me on Patreon. Become a patron. There's a few different levels of support, and you'll get early access to all the videos, some unique videos also just for patrons, and then some t-shirts coming very soon for the patrons first of all. Then later on, we'll offer some t-shirts also for the YouTube subscribers. So stay tuned for that, okay? Take care, everybody. We'll see you very soon. Goodbye now. Thanks for watching Whiskey Whistle. Be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.